his wife's 70th birthday, as I mentioned in the book, and the immigration official tells me later, sir, if you meet Dr. Roy, apologize to him. मैंने नहीं किया, order मिला था ऊपर से. For 7 years, you hounded them to the point where they sold their company to the only person who seems to have the money to buy anything and everything in this country. Right? For 7 years, you did that. For 7 years, you hounded them. They sell their company, or are forced to sell their company, and today you say, no, nothing, we have found nothing. In India, my friends, the process is the punishment. That is the reality. And today, if it happens to the pioneer of my medium, the reason why people like me are there, he's someone who mentored me, gave me a lot in terms of opportunities. If it happens to the people at the top, think about the small guy at the bottom. I mentioned a small company like NewsClick. Young interns had their laptops and their mobiles confiscated by the Delhi Police's special cell in a raid that was carried out on them. What was their crime? You went and put the editor of NewsClick, Probir Purkayast, into jail. He spent 8 months in jail. And he has the distinction that he was also put into jail by Indira Gandhi during the emergency. So you put the same person, and at 75, you put this man, and when you go into their bank account now, they barely had a few rupees in it. Why? Because some New York Times article said that Chinese funding had come into this. Reserve Bank of India's former governor is here. Reserve Bank of India had cleared the payment. And yet you put the man and charged him under such severe laws, he spent 8 months or 7-8 months in jail. What's the message you're giving the media? So you're right. There is a chilling effect. If an NDTV is sold in the manner it was, if a NewsClick is hounded in the manner it was, if young journalists are targeted sometimes in the manner they are, what do you expect the media? Unfortunately, I wish some of us in the media had more of a spine. Particularly, don't blame the reporters. It's the owners, the people at the top. They have to show the spine and say enough is enough, we will fight back. But that doesn't happen today. And therefore the media is managed. And it's not just in Delhi. In Telangana it will be managed, in Bengal it will be managed, in Tamil Nadu, whoever is in power. You see, I keep saying, Angrez chale gaye, apne aulad chhod gaye. The rulers of our time, they become our rulers. And they know how to rule us, and they use weaponized agencies to rule us. CBI, ED, willing accomplices in this process. That's the problem. So, it's not easy to be, just like it's not easy to be in the opposition today, it's not also easy to be a media person who can tell truth to power. I mean, I cite the instance of a friend of mine from NDTV. I don't give his name, but he was suspended by his channel in May for only speaking the truth about a Prime Minister's speech during the election campaign. I mean, imagine and he's been in that organization for 30 years. Imagine what the message goes down to everyone down the line. That's the chilling effect that weaponization of agencies has on the media, ma'am. I'm not holding a brief for anyone. I'm just saying that it is extremely troubling that the media is in different parts of the country being reduced to a Godi. So you have a Godi Bengali media, Godi Andhra media, Godi Kerala media. Every state has learned. The message has now gone everywhere. We know how to control you.
No, but see, coming back to the Congress. Now, see, this is not Congress bashing. First of all, let me say that, I rooted heartily for Rahul Gandhi in his...
Not single out only the Congress for all its ills. Rahul Gandhi is a 5th generation dynast. And the Congress party's decline precedes Rahul Gandhi. From 1984 to 2024, the Congress has never got a majority on its own in India. So the Congress is a party in steady decline. Yes, you need inner party democracy, but is that going to resolve the problem? I don't know. I mean, I sometimes jokingly say India is stuck between a despot and a dynast. And I don't know which is worse sometimes. You've got a despotic ruler on one side, you've got someone who's a beneficiary of dynastical politics. But I agree with you, we need inner party democracy. But how? It's not going to happen overnight. It's not some magic. It's got to come from within. India desperately needs new talents, new energies to enter politics. But there are huge entry barriers. It's no longer easy to enter politics. I just met a politician from Telangana over lunch, and he told me that his family spent 75 crores for one Vidhan Sabha constituency. One Vidhan Sabha constituency in Telangana, the candidate spent 75 crores. How many Indians have disposable income to spend 75 crores on an election? And once you spend that, you want return on investment. If I spend 75, I want 200. Where does the money come from? We have created a vicious cycle, a vicious circle. Inner party democracy is one of the problems. But the real problem, according to me, is the manner in which the election process is now captured by those who have access to wealth and power in an unimaginable way. So good people hesitate to join politics. Nandan Nilekani contested from South Bangalore, got the lowest seats of any Congress candidate in South Bangalore in 2014. Is Nandan Nilekani not qualified? Could he? I mean, if Nandan Nilekani contested against Rahul Gandhi for Congress presidency, he will lose. I sometimes say again jocularly, if Mahatma Gandhi contested an Indian election today, he will lose. He'll probably lose his deposit. Because Gandhi will say, I'm not putting up any money to contest an election. So I think there are larger problems. There are structural problems in the way our elections now take place in this country. And money power is a big part. I don't want to only give stories of depression. This book has stories of hope.
Yeah, we're coming to that.
There are 10 stories of hope as well.
Yeah, I thought I'd save that to the end.
Sure.
But before that, I would like to know what you think of political strategists who have played, captured all these parties. I mean, they think they cannot move forward without them. Do you think they're kind of changing the face of elections in India?
Look, like elections in India are becoming much more about last mile connectivity. It's becoming about whether you have feet on the ground, workers on the ground, whether you have the right booth management. Poll strategists can play a role there. The days are gone when a leader comes, waves at you just before an election and you go and vote for him. Those days are gone. Today elections are fought on a WhatsApp near you. Today elections are fought on social media. So it requires management techniques which some of these political strategists have. But it's not enough. It's not sufficient. It's not as if Prashant Kishore, for example, claimed that he had won Bengal for Mamta Banerjee. Truth of the matter is, Mamta Banerjee won, Prashant Kishore helped her. The same Prashant Kishore then went to Goa with the Trinamool Congress. Trinamool Congress got 0 seats. Because my other home state is Goa and we have a very different way of voting. Each constituency is 25,000. You need only 10,000 votes to win. So in a diverse country like India, even political strategists must not play God. None of us must play God. Neither journalists, pollsters, strategists. But yes, Indian elections have become more competitive, much more micromanaged. They do require Sam, Dam, Danda, Bhed. Maybe they always had Sam, Dam, Danda, Bhed. It's just that it is more open and brazen. I give this example of the dangers of this. Just before the Maharashtra election, my aunt who lives in Pune sent me a WhatsApp saying, Rajdeep, have you seen this news that you are not showing? I said, what's the news? Please see this. Waqf board is taking over Siddhi Vinayak temple. So I said, where have you got this news? Haven't you seen this WhatsApp? I'm sending you the WhatsApp. Now please think about it. A WhatsApp goes out in real time to millions of people saying Siddhi Vinayak temple is being taken over by Waqf board. What's the impact that has on the minds of people? Now you have entire teams and armies that are spreading this fake information, and strategists are part of these armies. I mean, that's the way elections are fought. Sam, Dam, Danda, Bhed. That's why I said Mahatma Gandhi would lose. Because I can't see Gandhi spreading falsehoods to win an election. But they all do, and they get away with it.
Yeah, so Rajdeep was just talking about the stories of hope, which I thought I would save to the end because I want to end on a note of, optimism. He's written an entire chapter of stories of, people who showed profound courage. But I was just thinking to myself, Rajdeep, it's all very fine, have these people here and there, very ordinary people showing extraordinary courage. But is that enough to surmount the kind of intimidation that takes place these days?
Ma'am, उम्मीद पे दुनिया कायम है. The world lives on hope. Or as the great Sahir Ludhianvi once wrote, ये सुबह कभी तो आएगी. This is a wonderful country, I maintain. Indians have their own way of bringing those with hubris and arrogance down to earth. And therefore these stories that I put out, someone like a Sanjana Jatav, 26-year-old Dalit mother of two, contested against the chief minister's candidate in Bharatpur, didn't have the money, crowdsourced, became an Instagram star, defeated the chief minister's candidate.
Wonderful.
So it's possible. So, in India has mysterious ways of finding some kind of way of coming out of crises. I mean, I only compare us to neighboring Pakistan. It's the one country that always makes us look good. I mean, look at Imran Khan. Their most popular leader is in jail. Every month some new charges are put out against Imran Khan. And you've got a leader in Nawaz Sharif or his family which has faced serious corruption charges now in power. But broadly the same 50 or 100 families that were there in 1947 continue to dominate Pakistan politics. In India you've thrown up a Lalu Yadav. I know this audience may feel, why am I being sympathetic to Lalu Yadav? But thank God for the Lalus of the world.
Absolutely.
They revolutionized. Lalu once told me a story. His mother could not take water from the village well. Son becomes the chief minister of Bihar. Good for India. Why not? We are a remarkably mobile. It takes time, but it happens. Just look at the churning taking place. Yogi Adityanath. Where else in the world will a monk become the chief minister of India's most populous state? But India takes Yogi also along with them. So we have place for a Yogi, a Vijay and Mamta Banerjee.
Maybe he was a monk who owned a Ferrari.
Yeah, think about Mamta Banerjee. One of the few women who has come up in power without any male support. The entire Congress party with all the men were raged against her. Is still a 3-time chief minister today. Won't happen in Pakistan. Happens in India. Won't happen in the United States most of the time. You'll have exceptions like a Barack Obama. But by and large, the United States also is captured in a way by people of extreme wealth. And Donald Trump makes us look good every day. The truth of the matter is we are an incredibly diverse society. One of those stories of hope is this young guy, 31-year-old Rajkumar Roat, tribal leader, goes on a bike along with his bikers village to village, again didn't have the money, crowdsourced, has t-shirts saying New York, defeats a 5-time MP and minister. Happens in India. There is Rashid engineer Rashid wins an election defeating Omar Abdullah from jail in Jammu and Kashmir. 5 months later is allowed to come out of jail. The same voters don't vote for him anymore. Because in the Lok Sabha it was Tihar ka badla vote se. The moment he came out of jail, the people of Kashmir thought he had struck a deal with the center. Didn't vote for him. This is the remarkable country that India is. Where else in the world will you win? And Arvind Kejriwal will be swept aside in a Lok Sabha election, may well win Vidhan Sabha. Same voter. In America, the Democrats vote Democrats, Republicans vote Republicans. In India, the voter said, मैं देखूंगा whether I want to, और मैं देखूंगी मैं आपको वोट दूंगी या नहीं. Wives don't tell their husbands anymore who they are voting for. Those days are also gone. In fact, some of them deliberately say, one of them told me this time in Maharashtra, तुम्हा माझ्या नवऱ्याला सांगू नका मी कोणाला वोट देणार आहे. That's India. It's so you have to be, we are crazy, there is a lot wrong with our system, and yet in a strange way you have to be hopeful and optimistic. Because otherwise we would be all living somewhere else in Seattle or wherever else Hyderabadis send their young to.
There are a lot of other questions I wanted to ask Rajdeep, but we're running out of time. So, and I'm sure there are people dying to ask you. I want.
Years promises are made, not all of them are kept. Rahul Gandhi, nice guy, but I'm a nice guy as well. You know, it's not enough. I mean, Bharat Jodo Yatra, well done. It's good to have that mass connect. But leadership today requires day-to-day micromanagement. It requires a lot more effort and energy. It requires strategy. It requires organization. You can't turn around and say power is poison to a party that wants power. So I think Rahul Gandhi, in a sense, is a bit of a mismatch at times for the party he leads. He's a good guy in many ways, but at the moment still not good enough.
Yeah, the next question.
Hi Rajdeep, my question is regarding the North-South debate that we have going on throughout the country. Very loosely saying, South earns, North just takes up a lot of things, and in terms of revenues and schemes, how do you view it? Is it a matter of concern, or is it again another stories that we are just...
Are you from the South or North?
I'm a North Indian. I am afraid that this is going to come up on my face someday, but since I'm living in South India, it's just, I don't know when it would.
I think you raise a very important... First of all, the good news is that lots of North Indians live in South India. More and more South Indians live in Delhi. You'll be astonished. Yesterday, an Aam Aadmi Party leader rang me up to say, do you have Kamal Hassan's number? I said, why? He said, no, there are a lot of Tamilians in my constituency. I want Kamal Hassan to come and campaign. This is India. 21st century India in 2024, lot of migration, lot of mobility, both sides. But yes, I think at some stage, particularly with delimitation due in a couple of years, there will have to be a recognition of the fact that the economically advanced states of the South also deserve their place in the political sun. It cannot be a politically dominated North and an economically advanced South. It cannot be that states that provide far greater resources to the national exchequer are penalized for having very good population control. So I think that battle will take place. I'm always happier in the South, to be very honest. Further away from Delhi, you can be more courageous and speak your mind. I don't know if I could say Indian elections are caught between a dynast and a despot in Delhi, but I can say it in Hyderabad.
Hello Rajdeep. Won't call you sir because we don't call our favorite sports people sir. We don't call any politician sir. We don't call our favorite film stars sir. So we'll call you Rajdeep. Why should we call our favorite journalist sir? Just wanted to ask. Been following your video blogs, Chunav Ki Chaudhary, elections on the plate. Why have you been mentioning retirement lately? Please don't. We want to keep hearing from you. We want to keep learning from your wisdom, right? We have our RBI governor, ex-RBI governor here. He doesn't retire. He keeps writing. So please do keep writing. Please do keep speaking. Please don't speak of retirement. We wish you good health. Not because we just wish good for you. That's because it's in our interest to hear more from you. Thank you.
Camera was over. He turns to me. That was a very unfair question you asked. I said, why? He said, why do you want me to retire? Right? So politicians at 84 feel they are young. Journalists, I'm turning 60 in 4 months. I am ready to sort of do something else with my life. Common man's responsibility. It's the responsibility of those who man the institutions. Right? It's the responsibility of the judges of the Supreme Court. It's the responsibility of editors of media organizations. It's the responsibility of politicians. I mean, why can't politicians seriously debate really electoral reforms? For example, state funding of elections. Why don't they debate what I think would be an innovative idea like a right to recall? If my MLA or my councillor or my individual doesn't perform, I have the right to recall. Why can't we have a reform that if you switch sides after being elected on one party, you cannot be minister for 10 years? Those are the kind of reforms we need. You see, this one nation, one election, this is all a trial balloon. This is what I call WMD, weapons of mass distraction. You're absolutely right. We need, ummeed pe to kayam hona hai, but we need serious institutional change. Whether in the courts, whether in the media, whether in parliament, whether in all democratic institutions in this country. Our bureaucrats need to change. I mean, the bureaucracy is a big stumbling block again. Even the bureaucrats get their spine after retirement, not during, while they're in government.
That's true.
Journalists also on sabbatical can say a lot of things I would say when I was in the channel. But that's life.